Alright, what's up guys, Toasty here, Get Burnt. Today I'm going to be talking more about Dragon Ball Xenoverse, but today I'm going to be talking about a sequel to Dragon Ball Xenoverse. So, even though Dragon Ball Xenoverse is technically not out yet, it doesn't come out for a month, I still wanted to talk about what they could do in a second game as for story, because a lot of people have actually been wondering if there is going to be a sequel, what are they going to do for the story, because it seems like they're trying to complete everything with this story. I'm going to be saying that in this video, but before I say anything else, make sure to check out my video from earlier today about Dragon Ball Heroes characters as DLC in Xenoverse. It's really interesting, and I really wanted to see what you guys think about that, so, yep. Without further ado, let's get on with the video. So, in a new Dragon Ball Xenoverse game, a second one, let's say, I think that there are quite a few things from Dragon Ball Online that they can incorporate into this story to actually make it a little bit more interesting. So, in this story for Dragon Ball Xenoverse, we're getting Towa and Mira, and this is apparently supposed to happen before Dragon Ball Online, so this is actually going to be like before Towa and Mira did anything in Dragon Ball Online, and it's Towa and Mira taking over every Dragon Ball Z villain, it seems, and also apparently some good guys like Hercule. It doesn't seem like they're necessarily taking over Gohan, but they seem to be like just stopping him from going Super Saiyan 2 against Cell while boosting Cell's power, while stealing energy from all of the villains to actually revive a, or not revive, or to make a demon god named Demigra, or that's at least what we think so far. So there are quite a few things that they could do. Now, Fu, I think, is one of the main opportunities that they can really do. So something they could do is, since this is before Dragon Ball Online, they could actually make it go very, very far into the future, where Fu is actually a grown-up, because Fu, for all you that don't know, is Towa and Mira's son, who is actually, apparently, his name is actually based on future. His name is Fu, future, you know, you get it, and apparently it means that he's actually supposed to have a huge influence when he grows up. So I'm thinking that maybe they could actually make him the main antagonist in a new Xenoverse game. Now, obviously, we don't really know that much about Fu because he was only in Dragon Ball Online. A lot of people didn't play Dragon Ball Online, including myself, although I do think that he himself, especially since he has such a huge influence in the future, I think that he can really do well in a new Dragon Ball Xenoverse game to actually be expanded upon, because obviously I don't think that we're probably going to get to see Fu, or at least if we do, we're only going to see him like once or twice in the entirety of Dragon Ball Xenoverse. It seems like it's only based on Towa and Mira. Maybe this is actually before they actually conceive Fu, and maybe this is before he's born, but I'm wondering, they could actually make it so that it's far in the future. Future Trunks is probably old, he's probably like 38 or something, I don't know. But they can make this when Fu was actually a teenager and you have to fight against Fu. Towa and Mira could still be alive, and they could also take a lot of stuff with the Time Breakers, because for those of you that don't know, Time Breakers are kind of the people that Towa and Mira are taking control over. And obviously, they are doing that in this game with Cell, Frieza, Kid Buu, but they're doing that with the main Dragon Ball Z villains. Here in Dragon Ball Online, they were doing a lot of more things with the Time Breakers. They were doing it on androids that were far into the future, like Android 8000 and Android 19000. Or actually, no, 19,000. And then they were also doing it with Bardock. Bardock, it doesn't seem like Bardock's actually going to be tampered with in this. It seems like Bardock, well, for at least Xenoverse, it doesn't seem like evil Bardock is going to be touched on, which he is touched on in Dragon Ball Online. And they also take control of Ginyu's frog body, which we don't know if that's actually going to be in Xenoverse or not. But another thing that I think could be really huge and really cool is Cell X. Now, for those of you who don't know, Cell X is actually a Time Breaker bio-android who appears as an antagonist in Dragon Ball Online. And obviously, you can expect who it is. It's Cell. Although Cell is actually a huge bug-type thing. I'm going to put an image on screen for you guys right now. But yes, he is a huge bug, and he kind of looks like a huge beetle, but he apparently has well, he's a spider even. I don't know why I said beetle, but yeah, he's a spider clone of Dr. Gero's bio-android Cell. So this could easily be after Cell is defeated, obviously, and it's just he's a clone of Cell, and then he's obviously Cell X, and it could be like some sort of cool-ass boss battle, which I think could be done in Xenoverse 2. I think that's a really, really cool thing to touch on, especially since he's something that we honestly would like to see in Xenoverse 2. Obviously, it doesn't have to be in Dragon Ball Online's timeline. It could be in a different timeline, because in Dragon Ball Online, obviously, he did have a death time, and that was in Age 1000. So they could easily have it in a different timeline to where you fight all of the others. And they also had a bunch of other things that were actually being controlled by Towa and Mira, or just Towa even, and there were a lot of them, and it could even be expanded on. Obviously, you guys know the gameplay expands, like they could actually have all of the different character creation, all that stuff, but you could actually change it and have a lot more of story in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and I think that sort of thing would probably really work for Xenoverse 2. But I really want to see what you guys think about this. Do you guys think that Cell X and Fu are two things that could really be expanded upon in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2? And if so, tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you think that Fu is a good place to start off with, because Fu himself really doesn't seem to actually have been touched on that much in Dragon Ball Online. He's just a child who is said to have a lot of influence when he grows up, or at least that's what it said in the guidebook, and he really didn't seem to do that much. So I want to see what you guys think. Do you guys think that he could have a huge influence? And if so, tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. And that's all I got to say for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave the like down below, as well as comment telling me what you guys think about these theories. And yeah, that's all I got to say for today. If you guys have missed it, make sure, as I said in the beginning of the video, to check out my video about the actual Dragon Ball Heroes DLC for Dragon Ball Xenoverse, if it could happen and if it should happen. And also don't forget to check out my latest Xenoverse video before that, when I talked about my thoughts on Dragon Ball Xenoverse as a whole. And that's all I gotta say for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace out.